Today's topic is about why you won't feel like it. In other words, why motivation isn't always present and how you can deal with it. So, have you ever had one of those mornings where your alarm goes off and instead of getting up, you just lay there and stare at the ceiling? And you ask yourself, why am I doing this again? Especially on days when it's pitch black outside, you feel no spark, no motivation whatsoever. I had one of those mornings recently. I remember laying there, knowing I had a workout planned, knowing I should get up, but nothing in me wanted to move. And for a moment, I actually thought to myself, what the hell is wrong with me? Maybe I was falling off, and maybe this idea to start the journey back was the stupidest thing ever. But as I lay there, half awake, I realized something important. There is nothing wrong with me. This is just part of the process. And that morning made something crystal clear to me. Not right away, but after a while. The feeling that I was experiencing was not a sign of weakness. It's part of the journey. You see, when I started this transformation journey, I kind of expected always to be excited, motivated, and always feeling like I can conquer the world. Even though somewhere I knew that was not realistic. The thing is that reality hits different. When life happens, motivation is the last thing on your mind. As we all know, motivation is fleeting. Some days you feel unstoppable, and other days you feel heavy, slow, and disconnected. And the first time motivation dips, we kind of panic. We think something is off, we think we're losing the spark. The thing we seem to forget all the time is that people who transform their lives are not running on motivation. They're running on something else. Basically, momentum and discipline. So basically, I wrote down a list of things I noticed about myself lately. I have them on my phone here, so that's why I'm looking down on my screen. So basically, what I wrote down is this. Sometimes I'm tired, sometimes I'm stressed. Sometimes old habits try to resurface. Sometimes my brain just wants comfort, like the majority of us. And last but not least, sometimes progress feels invisible. A part of feeling this lack of motivation is basically because I'm not really seeing changes right away. And when we add all of that together that I just mentioned, of course there will be days that I don't feel like it, and I'm pretty sure you experience something similar, if not the same. The fact that transformation is delayed, especially when we're used to instant gratification, makes us feel like we're not making any progress whatsoever. The thing about fitness and getting in shape is that you don't see the transformation right away. It's small, right decisions that accumulate over a period of time. The same way you got out of shape is the same way you can get into shape, by focusing on what you need to do and the things you need to stop doing. Oftentimes we believe that we need to keep adding things to our to-do list. Sometimes it's about subtracting things we're doing that are moving us further away from our goals. I'm gonna say it again that motivation relies on how you're feeling, and discipline relies on doing something whether you feel like it or not. So to make it easier, discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It doesn't wait for the perfect mood. It simply says, we're doing this because we said we would. We made an agreement with ourselves. And when you start doing that, you start building momentum automatically. It's about winning the battle. It's about winning the negotiation. When you ask yourself, should I do this or should I not? But in exactly the moments you don't feel like it, those are the moments you need to push through and tell yourself you're going to do it anyway. And when you finally decide to actually take action, you realize that postponing the thing costs more energy than actually taking action. So, how do we show up on days that feel like heavy and we feel like there's nothing we can do to win this battle? It's basically making sure that the resistance and the friction is as small as possible. Now, I'm gonna give you a simple example. Let's say you told yourself that tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whenever, you're going to work out. You are guaranteed to fail if you don't make sure that your workout clothing is ready, your shoes are ready, your gym bag is prepared. But if you make sure that the night before your clothes are ready, easily accessible, some people even sleep with their gym clothing on, you decrease the friction. And this way the excuses you come up with seem less legit because you already know that you have everything put in place in order for you to succeed that morning. And on the days I don't feel like it, it might be the time of the month, or maybe I'm just not feeling well. What I tell myself is, don't do too much. Just show up. Do what you can in that exact moment. If it means working out 15 minutes instead of going hard for 45 minutes, that's it, as long as I show up. Usually when you try to talk yourself out of something and you go and do it anyway, after a couple of minutes or seconds, you realize, you know what, I'm already here, so I might as well finish the thing. Another thing is to stop negotiating with yourself all the time, because if you do that, you will create space for you to say no. And that's the last thing we want. It's about being consistent, It's better to have 60% effort consistently than 100% effort once a month. Because every day you show up, you rewire your mind and you rewire your identity that I'm the person who does what I say I do, and I'm the person who wants to be in shape if that's the focus you have. Some days might feel heavy, might feel like you're doing this for nothing, but trust me, it's in those days you build on yourself, you build your identity. We have the tendency to run away when things feel uncomfortable and feel like a challenge. But it's in those days that we need to keep building, because those days teach you that comfort doesn't do much for you. Another way to deal with this is to remember why you started. And I know this sounds cliche, but people say this with a legit reason. My why, I figured out, is that it's my fear of regret. In my late teens, or maybe late 20s, I should say, I have passed down on a lot of opportunities because I felt uncomfortable and I wanted to stay in my comfort zone. Looking back, I regret those moments because they would have taught me so much and turned me into a different person. It's never too late, but I wasted so much time. Another why of mine is long-term health, strength, and realizing that life is way too short. How amazing would it be if I'm on my deathbed, for example, or maybe 80 years old, and looking back and say I had the best physique I could have ever had because I put in the work, because I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. So in order to deal with days you don't feel like doing something, remember your why. But first, you need to find out what your why is. And this might be anything for you. It might be something big, something small, as long as it works for you. So if you're watching this and you're struggling right now and thinking to yourself, what the hell is wrong with me? Why am I not feeling the spark or feeling motivated? Remember that there is nothing wrong with you. It is all part of the process. It's all part of the journey. Stop negotiating with yourself. Get up and do the thing anyway, even if it's 1 minute. You'll see that procrastinating is worse than actually doing the thing. And remember why you started. It's always when we look back we can connect the dots and realize that whatever we went through was worth it. And in the moment it might feel like shit. It might feel like you're never going to win. But trust me, I've been there so many times and eventually everything will work out perfectly fine. And remember that each struggle you go through turns you into the person you want to become. So keep going. Whether or not you feel like it, your future self will thank you. So that is the video for today. I hope you found value. If so, like, share, subscribe, comment. Tell me down below how you deal with days you don't feel like doing something. We can learn from each other, so I'm curious to know your experiences. If you made it this far, thank you for your time, and I will be seeing you in the next one.